So right now I'd like you to recall something that nags you. Now you might have a little trouble here the moment I ask you to do that, because it's very hard to recall a dissatisfied feeling or a guilt feeling or a sad feeling. You see? You know, like energy. Okay, what does it feel like? Where is it? You know, it's hard to feel, but it's there. Okay? If you happen to feel it, if you happen to experience it. So right now I'd like you to think about that for a moment, okay? Feel that for a moment. Some feeling that you might have had. Okay, now become very still with it. Very still. And now listen to whatever is coming from it, whether it's a thought, a feeling, a sensation in the body. It could be a loss, someone you lost, or some loss of something material, or something very vague. It doesn't matter. That part of us, that noisy part of us, is always finding some excuse to cling on that superficial part. Now, having allowed yourself, and this is what it is, the word, having allowed yourself to experience it, whatever it is, whatever it feels like, I want you to ask yourself this, but do not reach an answer. What am I seeking? What is it that I want from this feeling? Because it's always a seeking, it's always a wanting, a needing. But do not answer it. Do not try to answer, oh, this is what I want. No. Just ask the question and feel that it is a seeking, a wanting, a needing, a desiring for something. But you might not know what it is. Now, having done that, open your eyes. Now, you might think that nothing has happened. But let me tell you, I guarantee it. There are two things that happen. One, when you go into the very silence of your being and you quiet yourself totally, after having listened without judgment to what you were feeling, no matter what it was like, the moment you do that, and you don't try to get rid of it, you don't do anything, you reach a point of, there's nothing here, but I'm feeling okay. You know, there's a feeling that it's not as bad as I thought or whatever, but there is a feeling of relaxation within it. And then what happens is this, which cannot be put in words, unfortunately. Nobody can write about it, nobody can talk about it, is the self-recognizing silence that is within you. That when you reach the silence, so that the noise is no longer there, there's nothing to impede your true nature. There's nothing to impede who you are. You see? And at that moment, that which you are is the greatest gift we've been given, recognizes itself. Now, this is the crucial point here. Recognizes itself. Now, the moment you recognize yourself, you're not going to say, whoopee, I recognize. No, it isn't. It becomes a feeling like, oh, I'm more relaxed now. You see, for a moment. But what is it that starts happening? What starts happening is this. That when you go into that silence, and the noise is no longer there, you reach a point where you begin to realize that this space, this nothingness that you are, is a presence. It's an awareness. You cannot remove that. It's just an awareness. And this awareness has no boundary line, has no beginning or end. And another thing that starts coming to you, this is how it teaches you. And it teaches you also that this this essence that you are not only has no boundary line, but it's timeless. It's always, always here. Always. There isn't one split second, of course, that it's not. So therefore, we begin to understand something even more important, that now, what we call now, is eternal. The moment you realize beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are an eternal being, we have found the ultimate. You see? You can pinpoint it. I have found, through my own study, not only because I studied psychology, but through my own doing hypnotherapy, is that there is only one fear. The fear of death. The fear that we are going to end, or something is going to end, or even when I die, even if we live on, it's going to be different. It's something I want being able to relate to. Or there is this constant fear there. Well, when you go deep within, I call it the inner guide, that ultimate silence within you, when you begin to feel that, when you become one with it, you begin to recognize that you are this now itself. You, who you are, is now. All the things that you think you've accomplished and done and been called or thought you were, and the emotions and feelings that you associate it with, is now gone, and all that remains is now, this moment. And in this moment, in total silence, beyond any noise, you begin to feel, which is the recognition, you see, the capital S, recognizing itself, that you are eternal. You never die because you were never born. And you're always going to be just as you are. Nothing is going to change because that which you are is changeless. The moment you know this, not just by hearing it alone, okay? Although I have to say it, but not by hearing it alone. But when you start experiencing this directly, there comes a peace in you that nothing and no one is able to touch or take away from you. You see?